dark as some, but darker than others. I've been raped, I've been abused, I've been an abuser. I've taken everything in life for granted, and I just basically had no respect for life, for God, for myself, for anybody else. I didn't see anybody's worth. I didn't see my own worth. I destroyed everything in my path, basically, is what I was good at. I've been an addict for pretty much as long as I can remember. Of course, I as a child, I wasn't an addict, but when I was able to start, venturing off without my mom and doing whatever I wanted, then that's when it was on. I had lost all of myself and couldn't see my life any other way. I tried killing myself when I was 20. I died 4 times. And this is a story that I've told a lot of the sisters. This is one way that God was showing me that he wasn't done with me yet. I had already had my 2 oldest daughters. And in my vision when I died, I had seen this other baby, and I didn't know who she was. It still makes me. But when I was 38, I got pregnant again. And I had my 3rd daughter. And when they handed her to me in the delivery room, I said, I know you. Like, God had shown me her when I was 20 to tell me that he wasn't done with me, that he still had plans for my life. I stayed in my addiction while I was pregnant, and then after I had her. By the grace of God and the mercy of God, she didn't come up positive for meth. She did come up positive for marijuana. So I got to keep her. Through God's grace, I got to take her home, and I got to love on her, and I got to see what it was like to be a mother again. But like I said, my addiction kept a hold of me, and I lost her when she was 8 months old. CPS took her away. But I feel like that was still another way that God was working with me, because he let me get a taste of what she was like and what her love was like and what it was to love her. And so when they took her, that's when my eyes were fully wide open. That's when I saw how dark my life was. Like, I had lost everything already, and then I basically handed over my baby to after I lost her, I went to family court and I got arrested there. I had talked with them, and I had gotten court ordered to go to rehab, and they wanted me to do outpatient, and there was no way I could do that. I needed to go to an inpatient rehab where I could be monitored, because I couldn't make the right choices. I could depend on God, but in my mind then, I couldn't. Like, I needed people to watch me and to help me through this. Well, like Marcia said, God works in mysterious ways, and he's a jokester. Well, he gave me Safe P. So I definitely got monitored. So I went through that program, and I started noticing while I was sobering up in that program the destruction that I had caused in my life. Like, before, I kind of noticed it, but it just, wasn't that clear. Well, it was very clear once I was there and everything was out of my system. I was clear on who I'd hurt, what I'd done to people, what I'd done to myself, and most of all, what I'd done to my family, to my children. Well, whenever I got out of Safe P, I went to a halfway house, and this whole time that I was in Safe P and at the halfway house, I had this vision that as soon as I got out, I was getting my baby back. Like, I hadn't done things so badly that I could not get her back right away. Well, I was in the halfway house, and that's when they told me that I would not be getting her back for years if I got her back, if I was lucky to get her back. That's how much damage I caused. And now I know how much damage I caused, and it was a lot. I caused a lot of damage. So whenever they told me that, at first I was just like, you know what, forget it then. I'm just gonna do whatever I want. If I'm not gonna get her back, why would I do all this? And then I sat there and I thought about it, and I asked God. I said, even if I can't get her back, I can't keep living like this. I'm gonna end up dead. I just can't do it. So if I change my life, will you help me fix this? And I didn't know where I was going to go after the halfway house, had no idea. And I remembered I had gone to Missy's life skills classes in Taylor County, and I remembered what a great woman that she was, how she always saw the good in people. She gave us hope. She made us feel like we could do it if we put the forward, and if we tried and we wanted to, we could always do it. So I went back and I was looking through my paperwork, and I was trying to find halfway houses, and I found her name and her phone number and the address. And so I wrote But so I was kind of wondering why she didn't answer back. Now I know. But so I wrote to her, and she didn't reply. So I ended up calling her like a week before I was being discharged from the halfway house. And she answered on the first call, and I told her how I really needed to come there. I wanted to come there. I needed a change in my life, and I knew that she could help me do it. And she said she would make room for me. So that's where I went. When I got there, like Sam, I didn't know what all it entailed. I thought it was just kind of a halfway house. I knew it was faith-based, but I didn't know that we did 3 Bible studies a week. I didn't know, that we had a bunch, yes. So when I first got there, it was a lot to take in, but it wasn't anything I wasn't willing to do. Like, I knew that I needed something to change because the way I was doing it wasn't working. There was no way that I was going to do it myself. So we had, I think it was the 3rd Bible study. I had put in a prayer request, and I asked God. I said, God, I didn't know how to pray either, so. But I asked God. I said, even if I never get to have my baby again, even if she never comes home to me, I just want to be part of her life. I knew, because when they took her away, I was too ashamed to tell my family what I had done and the things I had done. And so I let her go to a foster family for a couple months, to people that she didn't even know and that didn't know her. And then when I found out I had to leave, then she went to my mom. So she had been through 3 homes in less than a year. This poor little baby. But I asked God, no matter what, I just want to be a part of her life. I don't care how. I don't care if, like I said, I never get to have her back. I just want to be a part. I just want to see how she's doing. I want to be able to talk to her. I want to hear her voice. My big thing was I wanted to smell her neck. I love the way her neck smelled. And so after I had that prayer request and I had prayed by myself, I know God never gives you a finished miracle. He gives you, helps you plant the seed, but you have to do the work. You have to go out there and help yourself before he will help you. So that's what I started doing. I started my footwork. I started living the way that I believe God needed me to live. I started doing what God wanted me to do. I started being honest. I started following every rule that I knew was necessary. I'd say I was at New Beginnings for a couple of months, and I went to my first court date, and Missy and Shirley and Miss Marsha and Miss Becky were with me, and I didn't even have to speak for myself at this court date. I guess all my work just showed. Like, the judge totally was in my favor. He was screaming at the CPS people, but I hadn't seen my daughter in over a year, and I was finally going to be able to start seeing her again. So I got transported to San Antonio every single Monday for a couple of months to go see her, and I went to those, and then she started coming to visit with me, like on the weekends. And I think it was at the 3rd visit that she actually came home, and she stayed home. So after getting to this ministry, when I first got here, I thought it was a program. Like, this is a program, this is something that I have to work in order to, graduate or to pass. This is not a program. This is a family. This is a ministry. These women are my backbone when I don't have a backbone. They help me stand tall. They help me keep my head up. They helped me believe that I was what God created me to be. And so now today, I used to be a victim. I used to be, an abuser. I used to be an addict. I used to be I used to think I was a terrible person. And today I know that I'm a survivor. I'm a fighter. I'm a beautiful child of God.
Woo!
And most of all, I'm me. I'm Brandy today. I'm not an addict anymore. I will fight for the rest of my life to be this way, but it's a fight that's worth it. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, to all the volunteers, to all my sisters who always have my back, who always stand behind me and tell me what a great person I am, and for taking in my baby the way you guys have. I was afraid when I first got her that I didn't know how she was going to take to you all. But she loves y'all so much, and thank y'all for taking her in the way you have. And thank you, Missy, for everything. Like, you have given me the hope that I needed for a long time. Everything was so dark for me. And other people have tried, my mom tried, other people tried in my life. I was just so defiant and just couldn't see any good in anything because of stuff that I had done to myself and been through. But once I got sober and you gave me that choice and that help and that hope, you helped me see who I was again. And thank you. Thank you so much.